now the situation has deteriorated further. Is now in a wheelchair. On Wednesday, he worked with support by the prisons of others to court, to High Court. Yesterday, he could not be produced before Magistrate Court because of poor health. Now, today he's in a wheelchair. I'm sure you wouldn't want to see the next phase, which would be a coffin. I'm sure the state wouldn't want also that situation to happen. But the next phase now would be a coffin. So it's the reason we are praying, and I hope my land friend on the other side will not object to this, that you be pleased to worship all the time. Be evacuated. The facility that has got better equipment, enough equipment inside the center. We do so very much.
Your Worship, I have just a short response. Your Worship, my learned friend and senior brother was there, and indeed I think all of us in this court understand the peculiar circumstance of this case. Initially, we were all aware all the accused persons appeared in the general court martial, and it was only after the decision of the Supreme Court that the Director of Public Prosecutions assumed jurisdiction over this matter. And so all the accused persons, Your Worship, yesterday we applied for production warrant to produce them from prison. And that is because they had been remanded there by the General Court Martial. And Your Worship, while A1 and A2 who was civilian, we are remanded into a civilian prison, which is Buganda. A3, who is a military officer, was remanded to in the Matundi military detention facility. And therefore there was no way he could be placed in civilian hands before the proceedings of today. And certainly after today, he is going to be remanded on the orders another day. I understand the submissions from my senior, and I associate myself with his citation of the constitutional provision granting the accused person a right to access medical care, treatment, even at his own cost in a private facility during his detention. What you have had are just statements by my land friend, just statements from counsel, from the bar. I believe for you to be guided, for this court to be guided, to make a compelling order in that direction, you need to be guided by evidence. You need to make an inquiry as to the ailment. You need to make an inquiry as to whether prisons is indeed incapable of handling. You need to be guided whether this request has been made to the prison authorities and the prison authorities refused to hit to it. We have not heard from the prison authorities to this morning. And so your worship, it would be, it might be premature for you to make an order like that. However, counsel and the accused person, particularly A1, can request the prison authorities, the law is there, to obtain medical evidence from a private facility. It is firmly upon that, if there is evidence that there is a refusal, and then maybe the defense of the accused person can then apply back into this court for this court to stretch a hand, and that order, your worship, can only be made after hearing all the parties on the evidence. But right now what we have are statements we're making from the bar, and I am not, in my view, you do not have sufficient material before you to make an order like that. And so I would respectfully that you, this court does not make that order. I also pray, your worship.
That's a briefing by Uganda, your worship. I'm reading this statement where a state is treating this matter rather with very insensitive attitude. They're very insensitive. Your worship, I was clear in my submissions that his condition requires specialized examination, which can only be attained from the facility with better equipment. Now, how is it going to be done under the confines of Procedural prisons? That you act on evidence, not statements from the bar. Which kind of evidence one would be expecting? And with the state in which the accused person has been brought here, your worship, is it a normal practice in the court that accused person is wheeled in into the dock? If I may ask, is it a normal practice for the accused person to be wheeled into the dock when they are not suffering from any disability? For the record, he's not having any disability. He's just sick. It's the reason he's in the wheelchair. And that wheelchair, your worship, was not provided by our security orders where it can be in. The prisons authorities themselves. They understood the situation and said no. The accused person could not walk himself here. He could only be brought here in a wheelchair. I thought the statement I made would move them, would touch their hearts. They want him next in the casket, to say casket. That would be enough to move our way to say, okay, let's get a solution to this. So, anyway, your worship, we're entirely in your hands. And the life of Dr. Kizza Besigye is entirely now in your hands. That's all we can say at this moment in time. Because today is a right. Obviously, they are going to be remanded and send him back in a wheelchair back to Washington. Can an accused person who has been brought in a wheelchair be sent back on remand? Can this honorable court remand the person who is in a wheelchair? That's the reason we are saying from here, you get to a medical facility, they will guard him from there. We go to medical hospital, they can guard him from there. Just like they are guarding him from here. Once he has stabilizes, then we must start the processes. We have made enough case, Your Worship. And we pray that the increase of powers, your discretionary powers, offer him whatever that he deserves. In accordance with that, we can we do so.
when there's silence like this. Is that what they say? This is the Narem. Fundamental change.
I have heard from both the prosecution and the defense on the issue of military personnel presence in court. The state has explained the circumstances under which there is presence of some of them, to which they are harmed. While producing every reason. Military officer has been in their casket. So it was only imperative for them to produce in court after receiving production of make such an order, as my only jurisdiction in this matter, which is a capital offense, is to communicate the judge, the accused persons, and when investigations are done, then commit each of them to High Court for trial. Since A1 is represented,
omulabe waffe omulungi omusango guno gwongezebwayo paka nga omusanvu omwezi ogujja era nga ensonga era nga bwetwogera kati abasibe bagenda kubanga bafulumizibwa so bityo bannamateeka bagezezzaako okubanga bamusabira beeyi bamusabira kooti ekkirize agende afune obujjanjabi naye ekitasobose So embeera bwetyo bweri avunaaniddwa emisango ebiri omuli okulya mu nsi y'olukwe oba gwe wayise prison then prison of prison guno omusango okwekobaana oba okumanyaako omuntu nti alibulya mu nsi y'olukwe naye gwe n'osalawo n'ogamba nti tojja kubuulira b'amateeka kyoba oliawo waliwo omuntu ali mu kuzza omusango okulya mu nsi y'olukwe. So gyegyo emisango ebiri egyobunaaniddwa wano ku kooti y'e Nakawa era nga bano nga bwe baali abasatu ku kooti martial n'olwaleero bwe bali kuliko Kafende Municipal kuliko Dr Kizza Besigye kwoteeka ne Hajj Obed Lutale Kamulegeya nga bwe bavunaaniddwa olunaku lwaleero bano e Nakawa. So embeera bwetyo bweri kooti ejjudde ebyeko obugule abooluganda emikwano ab'enganda ne bannamateeka baabwe. So ono nga alimaaniriddwa okumala paka nga musango ogwokusatu bw'anaavaayo ajje oba oliawo baddemu n'okubasomera. Eno kooti obuvanyiza bwayo bwakumusomera busomezi naye nga si egenda okumuwozesa nga bagamba omusango gye bazza gyanaggomolwa era egiwulirwa kooti enkulu yokka. Banino kooti eya wansi obwayo bwakusomera busomezi misango oba gye wayise mention naye oludda olwabiri kutegeezezza nti okunoonyereza kunaggwa naye bukyagenda mu maaso era nga obunakuwedde bajja kubanga fayiro yaabwe bagiwereza mu kooti enkulu erina obuvunaanyizibwa n'obusobozi okuwozesa abantu bano. Ebyokwerinda byo binyiiziddwa ggulogulu nga aba prisons kwoteeka aba military police n'aba judge kwoteeka n'abantaalism bonna balabirwako wano bangi nnyo ddala era nga embeera ebadde ekyali nzikakkamu tusinziira obulamu eri tubanaliramu nnyo kaviyo konna waliwo akavuyo akali munda mu kooti naye okuba nti abantu bagobeddwayo bonna bonna esigaddeyo bannamateeka abaserikale kwoteeka n'abawaabirwa tetumanyi nnyo embeera ekulu zino ziva ku ki naye nga ab'ebyokwerinda badde bakyali bakkakkamu tewali nnyo byakwerinda muntu yenna nti oba baliwo obuzibu. So embeera bwetyo bwekyali so bazaako olaba nga oba oliawo tugoberera ensonga era nga bulaba bannamawulire balinda bulinzi kulaba nga waliwo ekivaayo naye nga embeera bwetyo bwekyali wano. So bwetyo bwetukyali naye nga ebyokwerinda byo biri ggulu nga bw'okiwulira naye ngaokusaba kwe bannamateeka babadde basaba nti Dr Kizza Besigye okuba aleeteddwa mu katebe k'abalwadde akkirizibwe agende afune obujjanjabi eddwaliro lyayagala era nga ku expense ye naye omulamuzi agambye nti ye nga ye talina buyinza kusobola kumuwa ebikyasabye kubanga omusango guno gulwa kooti nkulu era nga ye balina okusaba okukkirizibwa okuba Dr Kizza Besigye afulumizibwayo Dr Kizza Besigye aleetebwa kawuluceya nga bw'omulaba buuliro agaali embeera gyalimu yenyo yabise bulungi naye nga security yamaanyi nnyo ddala ebyokwerinda biri batudota bwajjaawo okubanga atwalibwa bwatyo ebyokwerinda byo biri gulugulu nga bwomulaba era nga embeera bwatyo ali mu kagaali k'abalema atambulira okusobola okulaba nga afuna wagenda ebyokwerinda byo biri gulu nnyo nnyini ddala bwatyo embeera Dr Kizza Besigye bwaleeteddwa wano Nakawa. Kale bwe butyo obusungu bw'Abannayuganda nga bw'obuwulira embeera bwatyo
obufere bulina mu siteeki obufere moyo obufere mu ggwanga lyaffe twamuza mu nziti
bwetyo embeera bweri ebyokwerinda byo biri gulu nnyo nnyini ddala n'abantu banyiivu banyuma okulaba ku mbeera Dr Kizza Besigye mwali.
We are ready? Yes? Yes.
One, it's quite evident that there has not been any transfer of files from the General Court Martial, as they have always alleged. I mean, they have always claimed. All along, they have told the nation, no, all along they have treated Ugandans and the world to lies, blatant lies, that we were processing transfer of files from the General Court Martial to the civilian courts. You can now attest to the fact that what has happened today are just a charge sheet
It's not that there is a file from the court martial, a file from anywhere, but a charge sheet signed yesterday by the state attorney here of Nakawa and the magistrate, dated the 20th. So there was no process of transfer. That was a lie. And our contention is, if this what they intended to do, they would have done that long ago. At least after the 31st of January, when the Supreme Court pronounced on the matter, they should have done it within 4 hours in accordance with the Constitution. Why did they have to wait this long to violate Dr. Besigye's rights, to keep them under illegal detention for over 2 weeks, now almost 3 weeks. 3 weeks of detention. It's an absurdity, it's a travesty, and we condemn that conduct in the strongest terms possible. But now, going forward, yes, we have processed the bail application. Unfortunately, again, the authorities have defied the directive of court to allow us. They have defied the instruction of court to permit us the opportunity of having these papers signed by Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye and from here, because we had come with our commissioner for oath. We have our bail application prepared, and the stamp for the commissioner for oath is here. The commissioner for oath is around. So we can prepare for all that to expedite the process of filing the application so that we can secure the Dr. Besigye to be able to get medical treatment. Unfortunately, the prison authorities have remained stubborn. They have refused. We have no choice but to take these papers to Rosita. Right now, we are proceeding with them to cause the signing of the affidavit, which is supporting the application for bail. And we hope, again, when we reach there, they will not put in place other onerous conditions or stumbling block in our way. So that's what we're going to do. Secondly, we are again disappointed with the way the magistrate has treated the issue of Dr. Besigye's health. He's in a wheelchair. And it's a number in courts of law that suspects are wheeled into the dock. We made that very, very clear to her. Unfortunately, no remedy has been offered. We have himself into the justice with the support. Of course, he has support from the prisons authorities. Yesterday, he could not be brought to court at Buganda Road, and the magistrate was constrained to set proceedings for 60 days on that account that doctor was too ill to stand trial. Today, he brought in a wheelchair, and we have asked, do they want to see him in a coffin tomorrow? And the situation that all these rights, look at Article 23. Article 23 is very, very clear. An accused person in detention has got a right to get medical treatment from a private facility at their own expense. And Dr. Besigye was ready to meet the costs. What is the fuss about keeping him there without according him this right to access medical treatment from a facility of his choice? And we advised they could guard him from there. Unfortunately, again, there was no intervention made. So we are going to expedite the processes of bail going forward, and the application we have to file it in the course of today. So we are now to Rosita to cause the affidavits, then come back and file the application in the High Court so that we can get an earlier illegal detention. Being on remand without a valid or lawful remand order of court, remand warrant. Now that he has been formally arraigned and a remand warrant issued, and we are pursuing the bail process. He is calling off the hunger strike, and then we proceed with the bail application for purposes of securing his liberty and to get medical treatment. That's what we are going to do. Thank you.
We from Uganda.
So katulube nyamivu nti state all along ebadde zerimba nti bali mu nteekateeka za kuleeta fayiro eza general court martial mu kooti eza kyekibalwisizza bulijjo era ne bagamba abo balwawo n'okuextractinga decree sigaba extractinga decree twali badde twaleeta dda files kooti yalagira simanya supreme court yalagira fayiro bazireete kati ne bagamba simanya DPP awandiikidde ababa bazirina zonna mu general court martial bazireete kati ne bagamba court files ezavuddeyo mu general court martial ziri ewa DPP. Tutuuse wano olwaleero bibakalidde ku matama. Tewali court file yavudde mu general court martial, tewali lupapula na lumu, tewaliwo nti charge sheet yavudde mu general court martial oba kantu konna. Tulina just charge sheet yokka yasayiningiddwa lunaku lwa jo state attorney Wenakawa ne magistrate. Ate ng'eyogera ku misango mirala treason. Eri emakindi tewaliyo treason mu general court martial. Bali boogera ku bintu treachery, compromise